From the Kolkata studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Greenply E0.
Good evening and welcome. As of tonight, there are 13,65,704 active COVID cases. That is over 1 million cases, ladies and gentlemen. In the last 24 hours, 1,027 people have died, and from Karnataka to West Bengal, states are recording the highest daily spikes. But viewers, this is not about statistics. This is not about putting a number. Real human lives are at stake. In Ranchi, a young girl is in agony as she watched her father die before her eyes. The video is heart-wrenching. Her videos were tadap tadap ke mar gaye. She was weeping because the netas who rushed to the Aam Aadmi during elections were silent now. In other parts of the country, bodies are being dumped using trucks because the death toll is out of control. The nation cannot be complacent. There is no time for half measures now. There is no time. And I find it revolting if people talk about taking political credit for work done. People are doing their duty. Forget credit. The nation cannot assume that just because we survived last year, this year will be fine. There is no guarantee. This pandemic is worse this time. It is spreading faster, and this casual approach will not do. This is the time for tough measures. 1,000 rupee fine for no mask is not enough. Make that 40,000 rupees. Make that 50,000 rupees. Let people go into debt if they don't wear a mask. Let people be afraid. Casual pulling up of people not maintaining social distancing is not enough. Make every member of that crowd pay 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees. Make them pay, punish them. Crowding in markets and parties cannot be ignored. Name and shame these people. Put their pictures up in advertisements in national media. Make them pay. Make them pay regardless of whether it is the common man on the street or the neta in a resort. Make them pay regardless of whether it is a corporate honcho or a middle-class Indian. These are tough times. I don't know what others say, but what's the point of being tough when at the moment when you need to be tough, you're not tough enough? You want to be tough all times, but you can't be populist now. In tough times, I believe meek solutions have no place. We can't afford another lockdown. Remember how people lost jobs. Remember how this economy came to a staggering halt. Remember how migrants were in disarray because of the disinformation doing the rounds. And I'm saying tonight, not this time. And I know that I have been unpopular among some sections. When I began to say 3 weeks back, a month back, vaccinate everyone. But today, many more people who criticized me then agree with me now. And today I'm saying start with the students. Support the younger generation. They have to write exams soon. Start with the college-going youngsters. Do justice to them. Their academic futures are in jeopardy. Ensure every young Indian is vaccinated first. So tonight I'm saying wake up and smell the coffee. The times are grave. So tonight demand for tough measures. In tough times, tough measures, and tell me, viewers, if you agree with me. That is the leadership we want to see this time. Zero populism. Completely tough measures. And we can get over this hump and a lot more, viewers. That's debate number 1 tonight. I'm focusing on my first debate tonight, specifically on students and the academic community. That's debate number one. Debate number two, this evening. How tough can you get? Can't be complacent now. Ladies and gentlemen, two big debates. And here are the headlines. This Wednesday evening, on the debate tonight. Class 10 CBSE exams cancelled. Class 12 exams deferred after the Prime Minister steps in. More governments follow. Board exams postponed in at least 4 states as COVID cases continue to surge. Across the country, Republic with students. Should the government prioritize vaccinations for students? Big debate few minutes from now. With stringent restrictions in place, Maharashtra in a lockdown-like situation next 15 days. Time to call out COVID villains, adopt radical steps and tougher measures as health infrastructure bears the burden. An 11-minute video from Sitalkuchi in Bengal exposes Trinamool claims, shows how a mob tried to capture a booth and attack forces on polling day. Ladies and gentlemen, in a significant decision by the central government, after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's intervention, the CBSE has cancelled examinations for Class 10. And a call on Class 12 exams will be taken in June. But this is not enough. Postponing examinations cannot be a solution. It's only a deferring of a solution. We need a more broad-based approach. We need to talk about seriously vaccinating the young. Tonight we will have stakeholders on the show that could decide the future of the Gen Next in these difficult times. Together, let's debate.
कोरोना का प्रश्न है, मैं तो इसे इस रूप में देखता हूं कि जो गलती आपने नहीं की उसका खामियाजा आपको उठाना पड़ा.
On April 7th, when the Prime Minister interacted with the students across the country, he started by acknowledging the hardships faced by them in the last 1 year. 6 days later, when the debate was raging on over the exams, the Prime Minister stepped in and took major decisions on Class 10th and 12th CBSE examinations.
हमारी कोशिश है कि जब भी हम परीक्षाओं के लिए CBSE तिथियों को सुनिश्चित करेगी, तो 15 दिन का हम ज़रूर मौका छात्र छात्राओं को देंगे ताकि किसी प्रकार की उसमें भ्रम की स्थिति न बनी रहे.
According to our sources, in the video conference which is scheduled for tomorrow with each and every education minister of the state and then the LGs of UT, this is a suggestion which is going to be suggested by the HRD minister that every state education minister should follow the decision of the CBSE, which has been after the direct intervention of the Prime Minister himself.
State governments are following suit. While Maharashtra had already postponed both Class 10th and 12th exams, Class 10 examinations in Tamil Nadu have been cancelled. Punjab too had pushed forward the examinations.
जैसे आज जो एग्जाम है उनको भी आगे पोस्टपोन किया गया है या उसको आगे बढ़ाया गया है, लेकिन बाकी जो लोग हैं जो काम करते हैं फील्ड में जाते हैं उनके लिए ये वैक्सीन लगाना बहुत ज़रूरी है.
State board examinations in Rajasthan too stand deferred. And most governments have welcomed the centre's move.
मैं इस फैसले को बच्चे के हित में देखता हूं, बच्चों को इससे राहत मिलेगी। मुझे भी खुशी है, एक पेरेंट के रूप में भी और एक शिक्षा मंत्री के रूप में भी इस बात की खुशी है कि बच्चों के हित में एक फैसला लिया गया है, बच्चों को राहत देने का एक फैसला लिया गया है।
But can postponing examinations be the only solution? Should there be a broader national policy on exams at a time like this? And is vaccination the only way to get students back to class? Let's debate.
Of course, a political spokesperson, Gaurav Bhatia of the BJP, Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party. But on tonight's debate, I have educationists, scholars and students. I have Chandra Bhushan Sharma, former chairman NIOS, Dr. Vidya Hiravdekar, principal director of the Symbiosis Society, Dr. Jyoti Gupta, she is director principal of DPS Sahibabad. She is also a member of the CBSE governing body. R.K. Mishra is a non-resident scholar of Carnegie India. Purva Rao is a student of the ICSE board. Juhi Garg is a co-founder of the Education Times Youth Media platform. Aditya Shukla is a student of 12th CBSE. So I want to start with you, Aditya. He's joining me from Rewa in Madhya Pradesh. Aditya, hi, can you hear me or not here?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Definitely. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Aditya, how is it for you? I mean, what competitive exams were you going to take? What was your plan? And what does this decision of deferring your exam mean to you?
Sir, before speaking anything, first of all, I would like to thank Republic Media and its team, which is only channel which that I can see has capability. I will use the word capability here to raise the voice of students. Then moving ahead with the question that you asked from me. See, I am a student of class 12 humanities, and basically there were not any specific competitive exams that I was going to be faced, but I was preparing for entrance in universities like BHU, DU, and many more. And literally, I'm saying from last month, the exams were going to be scheduled from 4th May, and the cases of COVID-19 were immensely increasing all the way. So this was basically just stressing all of us, all the students. And as far as the decision of government to just postpone the exam, that there I think that this is not the thing that we should do. It is just deferring the problem. As you have said, it is just deferring the problem. We are not facing the problem. We must first vaccinate the students.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Please complete. Please complete. Please complete what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying that we need to vaccinate the students. And here we see that vaccination is just section to specific population, that their age bar is set, that below 60, below 45, above 45, above 60. What is this? The corona is for all, the corona is for students, the corona is for old, the corona is for adults, for all. We need to vaccinate all the population. We must have priority to vaccinate everyone. Why there is age bar set there?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. Aditya, by the way, you and I have one thing in common, two things in common. The first thing is that I also did my class 12 in CBSE. I also wanted to get admission in Delhi University. I did. I also did my class 12 from Madhya Pradesh, from Jabalpur, from Kendriya Vidyalaya, gun carriage factory number 1. So we have a lot of things in common. And the other thing I have in common with you is that after my class 12 exam, before my results came, I used to keep calculating on a piece of paper the cutoff marks I would need for Hindu College, Kirodimal College, Hansraj College. I would go crazy. And I really wonder right now, I want to put this question to Dr. Jyoti Gupta, that how will, you cannot just grade students. You cannot give internal assessment in class 12. How will, I mean, exactly. You're deferring something. It's not a solution. Dr. Jyoti Gupta, it's no solution. It's actually making things more complicated for students.
At this point of time, I think cancelling the class 10 examination was much easier because these children anyways will do their 11th and 12th. Whether they do it from the CBSE board, ICSE board, or any other state board, they still have 2 more years to go. At the most, it will be the choice of their subjects that will be affected,
Yeah.
because they may not get to know as to what are their strong subjects and what are their weak subjects. But where the class 12th exams are concerned, they are
Yeah.
not just the school end exams, they are also the exams that help you get the admission in higher education. The COVID is here, maybe for a year, 2 years, we'll definitely find
Exactly.
solution to the pandemic. But then this thing that is not having their examinations, or like you said, grading them without the offline examinations is going to have long-term effects on it. And the mark sheet of class 12 is not just to get the immediate admission now, even later on. These marks are considered even when the children go in for their
life.
careers later on. So it is used in many more forms
Right.
rather than just being used it as a gateway or as an entry to any professional or higher education course. So right now, today, if if you ask me, then deferring was the only solution. Even if we have to come up with more modified form of examinations, it is going to take a little more time. Last year has been very, very unpredictable. I will say that a lot of work has been done. It's very easy to say that we had 1 year and we did not think ahead and we did not do enough. But it has been really unpredictable. In November, December, the peak was there. The cases were at its peak. In October itself, the schools were reopened for classes 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th in UP. We had classes for these children for a
Right,
couple
right,
of
right.
months. We didn't know in January and February that the situation would become this worse and that we'll have to take a decision of deferring and cancelling the examinations.
Yeah.
The children have given their 9th and 11th in the offline mode. They've given their practical exams in the offline mode. They've given their pre-boards in the offline mode. And right now, to come out with an online examination or to suddenly come out with a formula is going to be difficult. So it will take some time. And I'm sure that the boards together,
It's very difficult,
and even
but
CBSE is going to come
of
out
course.
with an objective criteria that is going to benefit all children across the country. The entire country is not a metropolitan or is not Delhi and NCR.
but
There are schools, there is diversity. We need to cater to the entire
Yes.
diversity.
Yes, Dr. Jyoti Gupta, I agree with you. My concern also is about lack of clarity and academic disparity. And Purva is a student of the ICSE board. The point, before I come to you, Purva, I personally believe that while some state boards and the CBSE have postponed the class 12 exam, what is the status of ICSE? Or the ISC, which is the private non-government board of school education in India? There are hundreds of thousands of students under this board. Will they have exams? Won't they have exams? Obviously, there can be no academic disparity. Purva, which class are you in? 10th or 12th? And what does this sort of uncertain period mean to you? What clarity would you like to have?
I'm in 12th standard, and as of now,
Yes,
the
Purva.
board hasn't stated anything, so I'm not going to make any statement on what the board has to say. But definitely, this year has been difficult, and and we can't talk from the privileged part of society because most of people don't even have access to online facilities. So it's been really difficult for them, and shifting the exam to an online mode would be really difficult, and many of them would not be able to write the exam. And if we consider offline exams, on an average, there are around 4 to 5 people in a family in India, and let's say around 3 people go out of the house on a daily basis. They are coming across so many people who have the virus or something. So even keeping it offline is not really a solution. So I'd recommend that it should get cancelled, because considering that the second wave might not end till May, and postponing is not the option, because everyone has to move ahead, and it's just pushing ahead their college as well, their future studies. And anyway, our competitive exams and entrance exams are being conducted. So there is no reason for a board exam to be held if competitive and entrance exams are only going to be considered by the end.
And are these competitive exams going to be held online or offline, Dr. Vidya? Every institute will have its own criteria. What about yours, for example?
So first of all, Arnab, I'm very glad that you brought up the topic of education and especially of students on your debate. No one ever had done this, so I'm glad that you've done it. As you very rightly said, that this is the younger generation and it's the human resource of our country. So we always talk about economy, but these are the young people who are going to drive the economy in the future. So coming to your question, class 10th, as I think my earlier colleague already said this, that, they have 2 more years to go. So not holding the 10th exams, I think, is a good decision. The 12th exams is a little critical because, actually the 12th exam decides your career choice. So the government is going to look at the situation in June and then probably going to decide what is going to be done. But coming to your straight question, universities like ours last year held an online exam, which was our entrance exam for various courses of law, management, all undergraduate courses, liberal arts, etc. But it's not easy to hold online exams. We did hold proctored online exams, but as I said, it was quite a challenge. So we would, of course, continue to do that this year if the pandemic is in the same way as it is right now. But I would be hopeful and say that in the next couple of months, we just hope that by June or July, things come back to a little bit of normalcy, and probably, who knows, things might just change for an offline exam. But if it doesn't, then we continue with the online exam. Coming to your question of vaccination, Arnab, can I just add to this?
Yes, Vidya. Yeah, please continue, Vidya. Please continue, Vidya. Please continue.
Yeah. So I think my young colleague mentioned about why isn't everybody getting vaccines, and why is it only the one set of population? But let me tell my little friend that there are trials going which are completed only above the age of 18 years, and therefore it's not easy to get even the little children vaccinated at this point in time. There are trials going on across in the world, and then it will be decided. But yes, I agree with you that when 50% of India's population is a young population, then the vaccination age must come down below 45 years for sure, because I think the most vulnerable population is the one between 20 and probably 40, which is mobile, which is probably spreading this virus, and also want to get together. And therefore, I think, yes, what you said is right, that we need to vaccinate the younger population. I'm sure the government will find this solution soon.
Yeah, Dr. Vidya, as I was picking up this subject, I'll tell you what the reason why I've picked this up today, because when I opened up the phone lines last night, and RK, I'm sharing this with you more personally, I have a feeling, and you see the messages going in, the sense of anger and agony among students and parents and educationists, more students and parents. And there's a sense of uncertainty. And RK, we keep talking about what will happen to the economy. Who talks about students? What will happen to our businesses? What will happen to our GDP? What will happen to our profit and loss sheet for our company? What will happen to the auto industry? What about hundreds of millions of students? We never thought about them. Chandrabhushan ji, we never thought for a year about the youngest generation. What will happen to them? It's as if the least consideration has to be given to the young. I'm not over-exaggerating. What do you think, Mr. Sharma?
Thank you, Arnab, very much for inviting and permitting me to put my views. I'm on very slippery grounds today. We love our Prime Minister. And the first statement comes about exam is that as Prime Minister has approved this, and this decision has been taken in consultation with the Prime Minister. Now, this decision has become political. There should have been a debate among educationists and institutions before the Prime Minister was brought into the picture. The first thing the government did was to consult the Prime Minister and take instructions from him. Now we are in a very difficult situation commenting on this, because once the Prime Minister has said postpone the exam, perhaps that should be the end of the debate. But second, I'm very happy you have been raising this issue of young generation and teachers and students. Are they our concern? I have been saying this on many platforms. Why did you not vaccinate the teachers first? They meet the students. They are the ones who are creating the future of the country, but they are not your concern. If we had announced the exams 2 months back, we should have taken upon ourselves to vaccinate all the teachers who would be doing the invigilation work, all the students who would be appearing for the 12th board. 12th board is very, very important in the life of students. Jyoti ji just said, it's not just about passing exam and taking admission in higher education. These certificates decide your future. We go all our lives showing this certificate, how much marks did we get, and we are taking it so lightly. I'm very, very upset about this. Let me quote one example. On your channel today, this news was broken, and the reporter who was reporting said, who were the people who attended the meeting? All the bureaucrats who attended the meeting decided to postpone the exam. There was not one academic, not one expert of assessment and evaluation. There are multiple methods of assessing and certifying the students. Why did we not adopt that? On-demand exam. We have been practicing with on-demand exam in this country, but we don't want to do it. You are not realizing that the world is laughing at you. You are handing over a certificate. Last year we did this. Ask the plight of students who went abroad for studies. They did not accept saying you had appeared in 2 papers and that was extrapolated for papers that you did not appear. So how can you say that the student got 80% in English, so is good enough to get 80% in physics as well?
No, I get your point. That's going into detail. My only limited agenda is I don't think students in India should lose 1 more year. RK, I'm very focused. Students cannot lose 1 more year. You need a national strategy to make sure no student loses a year. I think we could have done this earlier.
Yes,
RK.
we have done it. We have not done our homework. We have not done our homework. When we announced the exams, we should have started working on it, and we would have been in a position today where we could conduct exams very well.
I am only saying don't put academic life in a lurch anymore.
So Arnab, the issue I think you might have seen, I have been, starting with our Chief Minister here in Karnataka to Prime Minister, to have been writing. This has been an issue which you rightly said has been on everybody's mind for the last 2 months. Corona problem, people who are involved in the process and systems knew it is going to happen. We just somehow ignored this very important section of our society. Both the vaccines, AstraZeneca, this Covishield and Covaxin. Covishield has been proven effective over 18 years. Most of the kids in 12th are 18 years. In fact, Covaxin trials are on even from 12 years onwards.
Yes.
I think cancelling exam, if it means that you are going to postpone 1 year, is absolutely unacceptable. In fact, kids should be there. I just look at the numbers. There are more than 1 crore kids put in 12th grade in all boards put together. We are producing 6 crore vaccines per month. If the government runs a dedicated program for all the teachers and the students, it will come to around 1 crore 25 or 30 lakhs. And with that, in a 6 weeks time period, by end of May, from tomorrow or middle of June, they will vaccinate everybody.
Vaccinate all students.
And these kids will be fit not only for this, but going to the universities or wherever. Now, at that point of time, you can decide to have an exam. Tell the students by end of June, everybody be prepared for exams, you'll be vaccinated. Now, there are certain boards in India which are not domestic, which are international. like your Cambridge as well as IB. Now they will take their own decisions because they have internal assessment system and they give predicted grades for the foreign universities. So they will figure it out. But Indian boards can very well conduct the exams by vaccinating every single student. And I know this program is currently being seen by the decision makers, both in the government.
I want to bounce this proposal off. I want to get the political parties also in RK.
Yes.
This is a good point. First, can I get Juhi in? And then I'll come to the political parties. Gaurav, you're noticing today, and Reena from the Aam Aadmi Party, please don't mind. Today I'm giving precedence to the young, and then I'm going to come to you to respond to this. So, Juhi, at least we've raised some awareness on the issue. Now, a lot of people are saying the only way to get the academic curriculum, students, academics, educationists on track is to vaccinate everybody by June. And if you have to be 18, if you look at an 18 plus age group, for example, take an 18 plus to post-graduation or wherever you have to attend classes, not PhD students. But if you want to, you're saying you can vaccinate everybody by June.
12th grade certainly is possible. Their board exam is the one which is pending. 12th grades are mostly 18 plus.
Yeah. No, there are lots of 12th graders who are 16 and 17 also. I'm saying wherever medically advised, then you have vaccination for all youngsters by June. That will effectively mean, when the loss of an educational year without exams effectively means academic regression for students. We keep talking about, the demographic dividend of the young. I think the first thing to do is prioritize vaccination for students. What do you say, Juhi? Can I hear from you, Juhi? Juhi is joining from Delhi. Juhi Garg.
Hi, I just wanted to make a small correction that it's ED Times, not Education Times. I work with a lot of students from colleges, from schools, and even on a WhatsApp group where I have almost 40 young people who are all under the age of 21. You should see the conversation. I mean, vaccination is not even a conversation that is happening for them. The mental health right now is so critical. They are unable to understand that why is such a crushing system being put on them when already very unfair cards have been dealt to them this year. They've been very unfortunate that their batch has to deal with such a unique situation like COVID. Why are we not understanding that? I'm so glad that the government actually cancelled 10th exams because yes, it was just about giving a stream. There's so many other ways to assess. Now, when it comes to the 12th exams, like Purva said, even in the day, it was such a valid point. When we are going for comparative exams, when we are going for entrance exams, apart from, yes, this having a lot of validity all your life, the 12th board exams, we also need to understand these are not normal times. Why can the world not depend on entrances and comparative exams for one? Secondly, when you talk of vaccinations, are we not sensitive to the fact that this COVID wave is hitting children the most? I was talking to a friend of mine, his doctor said that every day 15 kids come to him who are getting COVID. My own family member who's a 14-year-old child, he's got COVID today. He's more critical than his parents. You vaccinate them, the second dose has to come in 6 to 8 weeks. After that, it takes 28 days for you to get fully immune. There is no guarantee that you will not contract the virus. Of course, the severity might go down, but you still might get the virus. That's what even the vaccine makers are saying, that yes, you might not get hospitalized, mortality might go down, but you can still contract the virus. Now, imagine the mental pressure we are putting the student at. He's also studying. He has to ensure he goes to the center on time. That itself, even in normal situations, is so stressful. We all understand what boards were for us. Forget about what it is for millennials. You are over and above that putting the pressure that I might touch something, I might drink something, I might smell something, and I might go back with COVID, where I'm not just putting my life at risk, I'm also putting the parents and everybody in my family at risk. Now, tomorrow during my exams, if I get COVID and I fall flat for 2 days because I'm down and out with fever, who do I go to? Who do I tell that now I can't study, I can't open my eyes, I cannot address these books, and therefore I'm out? I mean, these are logistical questions we need to understand. Somebody faints in the middle of an exam.
Juhi,
how do we handle that?
Logistic problems.
Juhi, I tell you, see, the thing is, examinations are anyway stressful, and the uncertainty over examinations is even more stressful. when I spoke about universal vaccination, and generally across India there is a very, very loud and strong debate for universal vaccination now, because we've spoken about a profound amount of vaccine waste. And then people are saying, if you're going to waste the vaccines, not use them at the end of the day and put them in the dustbin, you'd rather vaccinate someone and protect a life. And when we are talking about vaccination now, Juhi, we are talking about vaccination being effective against the third wave. If we don't do that, if we don't open up vaccination, then we are going to roll on from wave to wave. And I'm taking a slightly mid to long-term view, where my concern is not just those for whom one academic year has been lost. If you want to begin the academic year, and I know there are private institutes which are saying we'll start our academic year in August, September, but you can only do that. But you can only do that, and there is a need for a physical environment for a student to grow and learn in. You can only do that if you probably initiate vaccination in May at the earliest. That's the context. Now you've heard that, Gaurav, and you've heard that, Reena Gupta.
But are we not too late?
School examinations class 12 postponed. But it's also, are we not too late? So Gaurav, may I start with you and Reena on this? Gaurav, would you like to respond as the BJP spokesperson? You represent the views of the central government in a way, and then Reena can respond. Yes, Gaurav.
Absolutely, Arnab. And before I begin to speak as the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, I just want to say kudos and hats off to the students of the 2021 batch, because they are already winners. Imagine they were attending online classes. They are not certain about the examination, and I'm especially talking about the class 12 students. And yet, we see the kind of toughness in these students which we haven't witnessed before. So they're already the winners. But I would only like to start by saying that there is no clear answer. There is no clear right or wrong, because the government has to take feedback from everyone. And one of the panelists said that no discussions were made. I can assure the panelists as well as the students that till yesterday, we were frantically getting feedback from many that the students wanted a postponement. And in that regard, the postponement has been made and a review would be conducted on 1st of June. And then, Arnab, you raised a very valid point that would the student lose their precious year? So let me give you two facts which are very important. The review on 1st of June would at least ensure, if God willing, and we are hoping that things will improve, that the year is not wasted and the exams can be conducted. And Arnab, do you remember this very government under Narendra Modi ji was so particular when it came to the NEET and G exams? We held those examinations because we wanted that the students should not lose their year.
Yes.
And I would again say one more thing. I don't want that any political party should indulge in petty and cheap politics. Like your program was showing that in the state of Punjab, the examinations have only been deferred, and rightly so, Rajasthan also. But today, a Congress leader, Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, was tweeting after the decision was made that why couldn't you cancel the class 12th exams as well? Now, this is cheap politics. We should not indulge in it. And I would like to say that tough times don't last, but tough people do. And our students are very tough. Our country is very tough. I'm sure that we would prevail over this pandemic as well if we stand united and we take the right decisions after assessing the situation as the government is doing.
I would only tell you, as I pass on to Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party, that I think we need a nationwide approach. Too much federalism in these situations is not good. There is uncertainty. There are other competitive exams like the ICAO CA scheduled to be held in the end of June, right? You've spoken of NEET, which is scheduled on 1st August 2021. That also I've heard in an offline mode. But then you also know the UGC in November 2020 has issued a notification saying reopening of the universities will relieve the students from uncertainties regarding their career, etc. Isn't it crucial that college-going students don't lose out an academic year? Reena, this is about a whole academic year. We need to free the young to get on with their academic years and their lives.
Yeah, Arnab, as you recall, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi had also written a letter to the Prime Minister requesting him to cancel the board exams, and I'm so glad that that decision has been taken. Though the government took very long to decide, and I have quite a few children in my own family who have been stressed. Really, really stressed, the parents, the children, for all these weeks where there was so much uncertainty. So I'm glad that the class 10 exams have been cancelled. I really wish that a decision was made for class 12 exams also, because again, these children have not attended classes for more than a year now. And, Arnab, one has to see that our country, there are a lot of disparities in access to education. During the pandemic, we saw so many stories where children did not have access to cell phones, they did not have access to online classes. So, it is only tough situations which force us to think out of the box and come out with new ideas and new solutions. So I would have really hoped, and I'm really hoping even now, that we come out with a solution. Why should exams, a one-time exam, be the only solution? Why can't we use this opportunity to move to actually project-based learning, to move to a credit-based learning?
Admission.
Or come out with some innovative ideas which are being used
a more long-term approach,
in
Reena.
several other countries.
Reena, that's a long-term approach. But a short intervention, Reena, that all academic institutes don't hold competitive examinations. What about admission to so many liberal arts colleges or degree colleges which do not have an academic competitive exam to start with, where admissions are based on decimal points
that is what I'm saying,
got or lost in a class 12 exam?
So one would have to work through all of those things. This is the time to change, to do some really remarkable changes in the whole education system. Yes, but COVID is here to stay.
But that's not going to happen overnight. I'm talking about tomorrow.
So let's start.
Yeah, Gaurav wants to respond. I'll also get the students back in. I also promised to open the phone lines. Gaurav?
Yeah. Yes. Arnab, see,
I take your point. Gaurav wants to respond, and I want to let the students also come in.
From our well-wishers, and the government is doing the same. So we are not living in vacuum chambers. And I must say that there is a divergence of opinion. Some people will say that examination should go on. Somebody would say that no, it should be cancelled. But at the same time, I think the experts need to decide whether we speak about the vaccination or conducting of examination, and taking a tough decision like cancelling of class 12th examinations will have its repercussions also. And therefore, we rely heavily on the experts, and their advice cannot be discounted. And second, for the Aam Aadmi Party, I would just remind them, opening of liquor vendors for them is fine. But students' future, they are asking for cancellation of examinations. It's a very strange argument that is being made by the AAP spokesperson.
Arnab, can I get 30 seconds to respond, please?
Yeah.
It's so sad when when BJP spokesperson and senior spokesperson like this stoop down to such cheap politics. What is the connection between an excise policy and exams?
Manish Sisodia's statement is cheap politics.
Can I please speak?
I didn't even refer to that,
I did not interrupt when you were talking. Please have the decency.
Yeah, if you would make statements like cheap politics, I'll have to refer to what Manish Sisodia said.
I wish you had taken the decision to vaccinate all the teachers and classify them as frontline workers like we did in Delhi. You did not do that. You did not do that in Delhi. We considered all the teachers, because we think that education is important, so we vaccinated all our teachers of Delhi. I wish you had done that. I wish you had allowed vaccination for younger children.
Are you saying that class 12th examination should be cancelled? Is that what Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal ji is saying? Let him say so. Let the student of Delhi and all across the nation know what is the views of Aam Aadmi Party are. Why can't we wait till 1st of June and then take a calibrated decision?
I'm concerned. I want to get the students in. Shall I open the lines? Dr. Vidya wants to say something here. Dr. Vidya, you want to say something here clearly. You know, this political debate is not what we need.
There are students on this panel, so I feel politicians need to now just understand that this is a panel of people from the education sector, and mainly are young students who are part of the debate and also watching, the debate. My only contention here is that this one whole academic year is lost. The 2020 academic year is lost. We don't want our young students to lose the 2021. And I think, Arnab, what we also need to get into the discussions is the problems of mental health. That is the biggest problem now that students are facing. Not meeting their peers, not being in colleges, not being in schools, and going through, sitting in front of the screen all through the day is really causing a havoc and creating mental problems. I think this cannot be ignored. And therefore, I think vaccinating the younger population and trying to open the colleges when, of course, it is safe.
I think both the students want to speak.
Yeah.
I think both. I think I'm so glad you intervened out there, because I can see hands up, and Aditya and Purva both want to say something. Yes, Purva.
Yeah, I'd like to say that no matter what happens, whatever decision the government makes, the opposition is going to say no anyway, or whatever the opposition says, the government's not going to listen. So I feel like the future should be within the educationalists and not within the political agendas of any party. Yeah, that's all.
Purva, well said. To that I would like to also bring in Aditya. Aditya, you were saying something. Please speak directly, and Gaurav Bhatia of the BJP, Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party, both will listen to you tonight.
Sir, exactly what I want to say is when PM Modi intervened on that particular decision of fate deciding lack of students, million of students of 10th and 12th exam today, then all of the people from all over the country, all across the nation, they just said the decision is being politicalized. This is a political decision. But I want to ask a question: when PM Modi holds 4 editions of Pariksha Pe Charcha, when this whole country was being intervened with COVID-19, he held a virtual edition, then those Pariksha Pe Charcha was not a political agenda. Then why this decision is particularly being politicalized? This is also a part of PM Modi's, we can say, policy. This is not a political agenda there. Why the decision of education, why the matter regarding students, why the fate of millions of students all across the nation is being politicalized?
So well said, Aditya. When the Prime Minister comes and tells all the children of classes 10th and 12th to take the examinations and celebration to be taken as an utsav, I think in the same spirit he intervened, and he made sure that the uncertainty that is there around the times today is not giving any more stress to the children. And the examinations for class 10th and postponing it for 12th, I think the decision was just based on that. And again, US children should take examinations as the celebration. Cancelling the examinations for class 12th is not the solution. I'm sure 1 month does not make too much of a difference. Keep up the spirits, take this opportunity to prepare even more and come back with vengeance. You should all stay safe inside your homes.
Dr. Jyoti, I think my sense is that for the students, this cancellation is not a celebration; it is a compulsion, and that's a compulsion that their whole batch has to live with. I think it's great if Arvind Kejriwal wrote to the Prime Minister took the decision. Actually, I think the decision, rather than taking credit for it, I think everybody should be happy that for one, political parties are thinking in the same direction. Frankly, I think class 12 examinations, there's been too much of a brouhaha made over it, and I hate this situation where people compete between whether they got 99% or 98%. It's absolutely insane. We need to broad base the process of learning. Maybe this is time. For now, may I just say one thing before I open up the phone calls? I think vaccinate the young, open educational institutions, streamline offline learning, but let there be access to digital learning for millions of Indian students. They don't have the access. We're all assuming, and I think Purva is spot on. We all assume Indian children are all privileged with laptops and Wi-Fi, sitting at home with live streaming 24/7. It's not the reality. It's not the reality. We're living in a parallel universe if you're talking like this. Opening up to phone lines right now, and we have a caller. I think my first caller is Rejoy Sengupta from Kolkata.
Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, thank you for taking up a very important issue.
How are you?
Today, I'm fine, sir. I'm from Kolkata. And this is regarding my daughter. I mean, I'm voicing on behalf of the many students who will be appearing for the ISC exam. My daughter, she's also appearing, she's about to appear for her exams. Now, the decision today, I won't say it's a setback, but the only concern which I thought of putting it up here in this session is that it will be reviewed on 1st June. I'm talking on perspective from the CBSE. ICSE and ISC, they haven't come up with any information yet, but they generally follow the CBSE rule or the CBSE way of decision. So if on 1st of June, situation doesn't improve, and secondly, if they opt for marking on the basis of the internal exams, which they had it in class 12, honestly, I am against that, because that won't be the right way of judging a candidate or a student who might not have done so well in our pre-test, but could have done better in the board test. So I would request in no way the cancellation should be done for the 12th exam. And as you rightly said, vaccination for all need to be done. That is very important. And lastly, I would say that even the after 12, the board, the colleges also have to be a little bit liberal in the form of the cutoff program, the cutoff percentage, because the cutoff percentage, as you know, sir, and we all know that the good colleges in India, they have a very high standard. They have fixed a high standard of cutoff. Now, if this 12 exams are not being held and they are marked on the basis of their internal exam, I'm sure some of the students might not reach that target or that cutoff mark, and they will not be able to go to those colleges. So I'm over, sir.
I get it, but Rejoy, when you and I were in class 10 and 12, we were very happy with 80%. Times have changed. Times have changed. We used to rejoice when we got 80%. But times have changed. But let's see. Anyway, I'm just glad that the channel could put a perspective for students out there. And I want to tell you all, and through you, Aditya and Purva and Juhi, that this is not a one-off. I'm going to follow this up, and we're going to follow it up. I also thank Reena and Gaurav for the time they gave on the program to listen to the students. Thank you so much. On the other side tonight, why I believe tough times, tough measures. But are we ready for those tough measures? Are we ready to pay really big fines? Or do we want to preach without practicing? On the other side, the battle against COVID is getting intense. We all need to come together in a few minutes.